Packing light isn't about sacrifice, it's about freedom and flexibility. No checked baggage, no baggage fees, no waiting at the carousel after your flight for your bags to get off the plane, and you don't have to carry heavy suitcases down cobbled streets in Europe or up very narrow staircases in 200-year-old buildings. One bag forces you to focus on what you'll actually use on your trip, and trust me, it's a lot less than you think. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, what I bring, how I pack it, and why packing light is the best thing you can do for your next trip. Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Craig. I backpacked through Europe when I was in my 20s for 3 months on a budget of $3,500. Ever since that first trip, I've been obsessed with European budget travel, and I try to help people like you plan their trips to Europe affordably and with confidence. On that first trip, I had a single backpack, and for 3 months, I lived out of it. So if you're looking to plan your first trip to Europe and you're thinking about packing light, but you're not sure what to bring, this video is for you. And after this video, check out Eurotrip.com. It's a community and web app I'm building to help travelers like you plan their first trip to Europe affordably and with confidence. Back to the video. Whether I'm traveling for 1 week or 3 months, whether the summer or the winter, I pack everything I need in a single 40-liter travel-style backpack. The front face of it opens up like a clamshell. You want to have a backpack with a large opening on the front so you can see all your gear in one go, as opposed to a top loader like a hiking backpack. Find those to be very inconvenient when backpacking through Europe. It fits in the overhead bin on a plane, it fits in the overhead rack on a train or in a seat next to me on a train, and it's comfortable enough and small enough to be light enough that I can carry it around for hours if I need to without any discomfort or problems. I also bring a small 10 to 15 liter day pack, which I use for daily exploration when I'm in a town or city. That's it. No check bags, no carry-on luggage. I don't carry my big backpack with me every day. I carry it to a hotel, leave it there, and then I grab my day pack to put in a light rain jacket, my guidebook, my drone or a second camera, a water bottle, and maybe some snacks or food for lunch later on. And that's what I use to get around the city or town. One of my biggest pieces of advice to anyone packing is don't pack things that you can't afford to lose, whether that's financially or sentimentally. If you have a heirloom wedding ring or jewelry, don't bring it on your European trip. Leave it at home. It's fine. You don't have to worry about losing that on your trip. If you have a $3,000 laptop and you're not doing actual work on your trip, don't bring it. You don't have to worry about losing it, or you don't have to worry about getting it damaged. Wear your bulkiest items on the plane going to Europe. So if you have a heavy jacket because you're going in the winter, wear that on the plane. If you're wearing jeans on the trip, wear those jeans on the plane. That way you save space when packing your bag on the plane, and you can carry it on with you and it'll weigh less. For an example, I went to Germany this past summer and I brought a kilt because my father and I were following the Scottish national team through the Euros, and that is a very bulky item. So I wore that on the plane and on most of the travel days on that trip, so it wouldn't have to go in my bag. It did fit in my bag, but it was easier to just wear that when I was on the move as opposed to keeping it in the backpack. Don't pack for what if scenarios. Pack for what do I actually need scenarios. Sure, you might want to snorkel in Greece for 3 days, but do you really need to carry that mask and snorkel around with you for 3 months just for those 3 days in Greece? Probably not. If you need something that you don't have when you're in Europe, an umbrella, a better rain jacket, a heavier coat, there are stores in Europe that you can purchase these things at. I've ripped sneakers on my trips. I've had to go buy new sneakers. I didn't have to bring a second pair just in case I ripped my sneakers. I was able to buy a new pair on the road. So don't feel like if you don't bring it, you'll never find it. If you need it, somewhere in Europe will have it. Also, the more you travel, the more you'll whittle down your packing list. If you didn't use it on your last trip, you probably don't need it on this trip. Cut out unnecessary items from your packing list after each trip. If you're used to carrying around loads of luggage now, try a short trip, even at home, packing one bag. I guarantee it'll change the way you think about travel going forward, and you will pack light on your next trip. So I pack in my backpack. For clothes, I bring 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of shorts if it's the summertime. Otherwise, I drop the shorts and just put a 3rd pair of pants in the pack. I bring 3 to 4 t-shirts and 2 collared or button-down shirts, 5 to 7 pairs of underwear and socks, a light rain jacket if it's not wintertime. Otherwise, I'll bring a heavier waterproof warm jacket, and I bring a fleece or sweater for those cold or cooler nights. I'll also bring a pair of gym shorts, and those will double as bathing suit and pajamas. For the wintertime, I might throw in a pair of gloves and a winter hat, but other than that, I don't bring much clothes, and I don't have to bring a lot of clothes. You'll re-wear a lot more than you think you will, more often than you think you will. Just make sure everything mixes and matches, and you're not going to have problems looking like you're wearing the same thing every day. The amount of pants and shirts I bring with me give me, I think it's 25 different outfits, and yeah, it's the same clothes, but it doesn't look like the same outfit every day, as long as things mix and match. Plus, people just aren't paying attention to you. If you do wear the same clothes every day, no one's going to notice that except you. Your pictures might look the same, but that doesn't really matter because you're packing light and you're getting around much freer and you have more flexibility. For shoes, I only ever bring at most 2 pairs. 1 sturdy, comfortable pair of walking shoes, a pair of sneakers, and 2, if it's the summertime or if I'm staying in hostels, I'll bring a pair of flip-flops or sandals, and that's it. Wear the bulk of your pair of shoes on your travel days and pack the lighter pair. Toiletries are simple. Travel size everything. I bring 1 bar of soap, and that doubles as soap and shampoo. I bring toothpaste, and I bring a toothbrush. I bring a small stick of deodorant. I bring a razor if I'm going longer than a week, and I bring a set of nail clippers. My toiletry kit is not large. And here are a couple small and underrated items that I always bring with me. My guidebook. Yeah, I still pack a guidebook. I don't bring the full guidebook. I usually tear out the chapters that I need, so I have a very condensed custom guidebook for my trip. I always bring a microfiber towel. I find that it's just nice to have on my trip. I can use it at a hostel or a B&B. I can use it for a tablecloth or a picnic cloth, and it comes in very handy and it packs down very small. I bring a number of Ziploc bags in various sizes. These will hold my toiletries so nothing spills or leaks. Also, if I have some leftover food, I can put it in a Ziploc bag so it doesn't make my pack smell or leak or spill. I always have my money belt. It's the one thing that I don't leave home without. I always have my money belt on me, and I always have my backup credit cards, excess cash, and my passport in my money belt. I think that a money belt is very important for any trip to Europe. I'll have a video up here talking about money belts, how to wear them properly, use them properly, and how to avoid pickpockets in Europe. One other small item I usually bring with me is a deck of cards or some sort of group game that's small enough to pack and not take up much room. Especially in this day and age of everyone being on their cell phones, it's fun to bust out a small game that a group can play to break the ice or meet other people either on trains or in hostels or even bed and breakfasts. You know, it's just a fun way to get to know people. I bring a stain stick for the times where I throw food at my face and drop it on my shirt. I bring a laundry bag, which is just a waterproof stuff sack. I put all my dirty clothes in that stuff sack, and it keeps any odors away from the rest of my clothes in my bag. And when that's full and it's laundry day, I just carry that to the laundromat. I do laundry every 7 to 10 days on a longer trip. If it's a shorter trip than that, I don't bother doing laundry until I come home. Usually I schedule my laundry days to coincide with the day that I'm running out of socks and underwear. I bring more electronics now than I used to, but you don't need a full tech setup when you're traveling through Europe. Less is more. Electronics add both weight and stress. Ask yourself, am I gonna be comfortable carrying around this item for a week, a month, 3 months? If you can get by without them, leave them home. I bring my phone, I bring the charger for my phone, I bring a plug adapter because Europe's plugs are different than they are back home. I bring my laptop if I'm going to be working, otherwise it stays home. I usually have a small camera and my drone. All of this fits in my backpack, even when I do have my laptop with me. I'll show you how I pack all of that so that nothing is at risk of getting damaged. But the problem with bringing a lot of electronics with you is that you're going to be worrying about whether or not they get stolen or lost. So you'll be worrying about your bag much more than you would if you didn't have as many expensive items in your bag. So when packing your bag, a lot of people have very different ways and advice on how to do it properly. Some people roll their clothes. I used to do that. Some people use packing cubes. I don't. My wife does. As for me, I fold my clothes flat. I group every item with everything else. So again, a layer of pants, a layer of shirts, a layer of underwear, and then I stuff my socks in any of the empty space in the bag. That works perfectly for me. I pack like this in the summer, in the fall, and even in the winter in countries like the UK. Same setup, no problems whatsoever. After my first trip in Europe, when I backpacked with a single 40-liter pack on my back for 3 months, I've never looked back. I've never packed heavier, and every time I go to Europe in the past 25 years, I've tried to pack a little bit lighter. You don't need more stuff, you just need to bring the right stuff. And that right stuff is a lot less than you think you actually need. Packing light makes airports easier, trains simpler, and it makes exploring a whole lot more enjoyable. If you want to hear the stories of how I backpacked that first trip for 3 months with just a single backpack, check out this video here. And if you want my packing list, I've included a link to it in the description below. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and hopefully I see you one day in Europe. Bye!